So we've all been there. We are so excited about starting a book. We go headfirst into writing a book only to be told, hold up, what the heck are you doing? When you're like already 50th chapter in and you're like, I wish you'd have told me this before. What is up, writers? Welcome back to my channel. It's your girl Maua here to tell you anything and everything concerning book. We all love our books, and today I'm going to tell you guys 9 things that I wish somebody had taken their time to tell me before I was all neck deep into the book. Without further ado, let's get to it. Number 1, I wish somebody would have told me that bad girl, good girl is a cliche. I mean, seriously. Okay, we all get into writing because we went into a bookstore and we've picked up this book. It has a bad boy and a good girl who is a damsel in distress, and we fall in love with the bad boy, and we fall in love with what he's doing to this girl, and how the girl is falling in love, and how at the end the bad boy falls in love with a good girl, and we want to do it. We also want to write something like that. Who didn't want to write something like that? So of course we dive into it, writing also bad boy, good girl, only to be told that it's apparently a cliche. You're already almost finishing an entire book and somebody is telling you, your book is just too cliche. Bad boy, good girl, just too cliche. Oh my God, kill me now. Do you guys understand? Tell me, who hasn't had a fantasy to write a bad boy, good girl cliche? I did, and somebody told me, and then I was like, shit. Okay, number 2, starting your book with your character waking up. We've all done that. Come on, there's good movies where the movie starts with the main character waking up. iRobot, Will Smith is waking up, and we all love that movie. So to write a book where your character is waking up, we've all done that. A lot of people have done that. I've done that myself, and then only to be told, your first chapter is really nice, but waking up is cliche. You're not supposed to do it like that. You're supposed to start with your character doing something like the day is already starting and start from there. And I'm like, oh man, come on. Somebody should have told me that before I started, right? Somebody should have decided I'm gonna help you out with your first chapter. Maybe that would have been better than just telling me when I'm already 15 chapters in to tell me that your first chapter is absolutely crap because it's too much. It's not supposed to be like that, right? Number 3, rules of showing and not telling. Man, oh man, this is wow. When we started writing, we all tell things instead of showing because it's easier. It's very, it's just basic. It's just you're telling someone something. But I wish somebody would have told me, there are rules about telling and not showing and not telling, instead of me just writing and going on about my writing, and somebody tells me, you're telling too much. You should show instead. And you're like, shit. What is showing anyway? Let me know if you want a video about showing and not telling, and I will do that in great details. But yeah, people should have been told. I wish I knew. I wish somebody told me that you're supposed to show and instead of telling. It's like people tell you the things when you're already too far into things, Number 4, this one, I think I have a depth video about this, dialogue tag versus action tag. I wish I knew that the tag that follows after your conversation, after your dialogue, they end differently. I wish somebody would have told me that. I wish if somebody said, I want to eat, I said, the punctuation before the I said and the punctuation if somebody would have said, I want to eat, and picked up something to eat are different. I wish somebody would have told me that. I wish I knew, but I used to have all of this mixed it up. When I give you guys an example, I want to eat. I said. You see the punctuation? It's a comma. But I want to eat. I picked up an apple. You see it's end with a full stop because that's an action tag, and I said it's a dialogue tag. They have different punctuation in the end. I wish I knew that, because I was just having everything jumbled up together and everything was just, I was just writing, to be honest, because I just want to write and I just want to have my characters having conversation instead. And actually, I used to have more I said and she said than an action tag, which as I grew as a writer, I understood that you need to have more action tags than dialogue tags. Number 5, the use of punctuation marks. You guys, I know a lot of writers, myself included, when we started writing, we thought putting 25 million question marks after what makes it much more believable. But apparently, you need only one question mark. You don't need 5, you don't need 10, you need only one after what. No matter how surprised they are, just use one. I wish somebody told me that. I had a lot of that when I started writing. Like, for example, Mary! Exclamation points, like everywhere. I wish somebody would have just told me, you need only one, you don't need 5, you don't need 10. I wish somebody would have told me that, because it would have saved me a lot of time going back to write and rewrite and rewrite and re-editing my books until my fingers bled. But really, I wish somebody would have told me that. I wish I knew that, honestly. So yeah, you don't need to write 5, you need only one question mark, one exclamation point, and ellipses. I used to use a lot of ellipses. Okay, before I started writing in my messages, whenever I was like sending somebody a message, I used to use ellipses to, it's fun. It's, hey yo, what are you doing? Ellipses. Or like I was thinking ellipses. I was just gonna do these ellipses. I don't know, ellipses. So I took that into my writing as well, only to be told, woman, what are you doing? What are all this for? Why did you put these ellipses here? So I wish I just knew that you don't need ellipses. Okay, there are times you need ellipses to, I don't know, maybe somebody's stammering or something, you can use ellipses, but I used to use it everywhere. I wish I knew that. I really wish I knew that I can't bring my text messages on a phone to my book writing, because that's just doesn't work like that. Number 6, the question mark tag. What I mean by this, like, I'm sure even now, even some of the big writers, even writers who've already been writing for quite some time, still do this. I found out about this when I was way into my writing, when I even like a year into my writing, that I was doing it wrong. But I really wish I knew this before. The question mark tag, like, example, where are you going? He asked. You see that? He asked there? Apparently that is wrong, because where are you going with a question mark at the end? It already shows that this person is asking a question, so you don't have to follow up with he asked. Before I got this editor, before I really done the editing of my book, I had a lot of them in my book. I had like, what are you doing, John? He asked. Where are you going? I asked. Like, why are you doing this? I asked, or whatever. But I did an I asked. So apparently the editor that I had before made me go back and remove everything from my book. And imagine, that's like a 60 chapters book. I had to go back from chapter 1 to chapter 6 to start removing each and everything of I asked, he asked thingy in every chapter. That was a pain in my ass, you guys. So please, if you don't know, now you know. If somebody asked a question, don't add he said or she said. I wish I knew that, so now you know too. So don't make that mistake. I made it, don't make it. Sorry guys, I had to change out of that top. It was too hot in here and I was sweating because the lights are causing heat. Anywho, so number 7, consistency in tense. Consistency in your tenses. I wish I knew. This is like an honest mistake, you guys, seriously, because it's like you don't even know how you get there, but when somebody else is reading, they see all this past, present, future tense in one paragraph and they're like, what's going on here? And you're like, whoa, I didn't say that. I swear I didn't say that. I didn't even know that I was making these mistakes. It's an honest mistakes. You can never know that you're making this mistake. But yeah, try to be consistency in your tenses. It's not easy. Honestly, when I started writing, I didn't even know when I was writing. Okay, I'm usually writing in past tense. That's like what I can do. But without even realizing it, I was jumping to present and then back to past and then back to present, sometimes even future, if that even possible. But apparently I was doing that. So I wish somebody would have told me to be much more careful in tenses, because it just happens. It's just it's just you're writing, you're in the moment, and then you don't even know how you've done it, but you've already done it. So you just need extra care. Number 8, balance between monologue and dialogue. When I started writing, I had a lot of dialogue. Like my characters were speaking non-stop. Apparently that is wrong. Apparently you need to have a balance. You can't just have your characters speaking blah 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 blah. You don't have monologue. You need to have monologue. Okay, I used to have monologue, but not enough monologue. It was like in a chapter, the whole chapter is a lot more of dialogue than monologue. So you need balance. I wish I knew that. I had to go back and start rewriting and, make that monologue in between the characters speaking so that it balances, so that it's weighting same. Or at least you need to have more monologue than dialogue. If your characters don't have to speak, you do not have to make them speak. If it can go without a dialogue, it can go. Okay, you need a dialogue, but if at this specific time he doesn't need to say anything, you don't have to make him say anything. Just go monologue. I wish I knew that, instead of going with all the hassle about writing and rewriting. Number 9, perfect characters. Okay, so we're all, we're writing because we want to escape from our daily, everyday life to creating this new life with the new characters, and we want to create something different. But most of the time we create perfect characters. We create perfect environment, perfect school environment, perfect person. She's beautiful, like she doesn't have any wrong trait. He's absolutely handsome, like from head to toe. He's like wow. I wish I knew. I mean, this should have come as, not a surprise when, I wish I should have known this. I think this is on me. I should have just known this. Everyday life, everyday people we meet in society are not 10 out of 10. They're usually 5 or 4 or 6, but not 10 out of 10. Normal people are not models in the world. Like normal people who are everyday life, they're not the perfect people. They're not even beautiful. Like, they could be beautiful, but they're not that like the characters we create. So create characters, create your world, but don't make it perfect. Don't make it like there is absolutely nothing wrong with your characters or your word. In fact, good books, if you want your characters to be loved, make them have flaws. Make them have something they're fighting for. Make them have flaws. They can't be perfect. Nobody's perfect. So I wish I knew that my beautiful character is just beautiful with her hair long and like sun-kissed and everything, but that's not how it's supposed to be. I wish I knew that before I started writing. All Alright, you guys, that is it for today. If you like my channel, if you like my videos, please don't forget to thumbs up and don't forget to subscribe to your girl. That would mean so much. I need those subscriptions and I need those minutes. Alright, thank you guys for watching. I'll see you guys on my next videos. Bye.